Hello, world. This is Ace.
And I'm Ivan, and this is No Decaf.
Probably the best show of all time. If you
We're really
honestly to
getting the gist of
people.
it.
This is we're back for the first time.
Back-
Y'all ain't ready.
Back for the first time. It's everything and anything with a cup of coffee.
Steaming hot cup of coffee. Sports, movies, entertainment, just
Hip hop culture.
everything. Hip hop culture. Just, I mean, that's really the backbone of this, isn't it?
Yeah.
Students of the game, students of hip hop, love music.
Just overall cool guys.
I mean, I like to think I'm cool, so yeah.
At least, right? All right. So we're definitely gonna go ahead and jump into how are you doing?
I'm doing
Ace.
good. I'm good. I have been good. The week is just starting. It's only Tuesday. Putting out our first episode that the people are just so excited for. For the people.
All right,
I don't
absolutely
know.
not excited. I'm doing excellent. I've been doing excellent for a real long time.
That's
real,
good to
real
hear.
long
Good
time.
to hear.
Just good spirits and just everything that we're doing. And on top of the fact that it's good spirits, we also have good music to cement basically what's been a really weird year, but I feel like certain industries haven't really suffered. Like music has still been, I won't say as profitable as it always has, but because I imagine that the lack of touring isn't really helping everybody. But the music being released has been as good as it's ever been. People are still releasing music. There's
Yeah.
been so many people that drop.
Yeah, that
And,
hasn't really
like-
slowed anybody down. You're right.
And basically to kind of like I won't say take, but one of the better albums that has been released this year is Nas's new album called,
King's Disease.
and it's just, first of all, what you think about it before I go ahead and get into it?
Yeah, I can tell you're going to have one of these deep takes on this album. I'm looking at you. I can see it in your eyes.
Maybe not. Who knows?
This, how can I put this? I mean, we're New Yorkers. We love Nas.
Queens.
This album is more than I expected, and that's not a slight. I love Nas. That's not a slight. It's more than I expected. Just on this latter half of his career, I guess I haven't been too impressed. But I definitely like this album. This is a really good album. No, let me take that back. This is a good album. This is a solid album. There's obviously standout tracks for me.
That's it.
I hear everybody talking about Car 85, I believe it's called, and
I love Car
27 Summers.
27 Summers is a really
The
good
song. What's the name of the song with Anderson .Paak?
All Bad.
All Bad, but nobody's mentioning Blue Benz, and Blue Benz for me is the best song on there.
Blue Benz is hard.
I really like. I believe it's called The Cure, and Spicy with
With
ASAP
Fabio.
Ferg and Fabio. That song is hard.
And I agree cold-heartedly.
And I mean, you know me. You've known me for a while. You know
I know
how
your music taste.
and you know how picky I am with. I mean, I often even say I'm not even a fan of artists. I'm just a fan of the music because I'm so picky with the songs that I like. But to me, if I can grab an album and I could pick out at least at the very least 3 songs, I'm happy.
It's enough. I think the way we've grown to we've conditioned ourselves to liking music and albums is usually that. Can I take 3 songs and have them on replay forever? And that's how we deem the album to be good or bad. Even though in general, you should just look at the whole entire body of work as it's a piece of art and judge it like that. But in my age, I've also grown into doing both. So if it has multiple tracks that I'm gonna love and just replay whenever I want, and also I could realize, hey, that song is not entirely gonna be replayable for me, but it is a dope song, then yeah, by all means. So I take both of them into consideration. You named almost every song that I liked. My standout, my favorite song, but it's also because I'm a hopeless romantic and I suck sometimes.
Ladies.
All Bad, All Bad with Anderson .Paak. Anderson .Paak should always be paired with an MC. Always. He should always be paired with somebody who is just lyrically talented. He did it with Nas in All Bad. He also did it again with Freddie Gibbs' album. Shout out to Freddie Gibbs. He had a really good album. Giannis's one of Giannis the song. Well, Giannis the player is also one of my one of my favorite players, but Giannis the song was really really dope, and it's just I just love All Bad. All Bad is like one of my favorite songs. Blue Benz is really dope. Car 85, and it's like Car 85, 27 Summers, and Blue Benz all give me early 90s New York vibes, and
Me
it's
too.
just that it's that sound that you just love, and it's the sound that you know, and it's just shout out to Hit Boy.
Shout out to Hit Boy.
He did a
Shout out
really
to Hit
great
Boy.
job on the production of this album, and yeah, just I like 10 Points too, and The Cure, and Spicy. I won't have those like on my full, like on my rotation, but I again like I was saying earlier, there's certain songs that I just like, but it's not like I'm going back to them every single day. I'll go back to All Bad every single day.
You have I believe I have a more, I want to say, strict so what I'm looking for, maybe barrier that you have to break through to be able to make it. If I don't like the song enough to immediately download it into my iPhone, then I usually forget about it within, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks.
That makes sense.
Like, the song has to be good for me to be able to hit download right then and there. If I don't keep it forever, that's fine. But at least if I enjoy it, I like people to enjoy a song for at least 2 or 3 months. Car rides, you know me, in my car rides with good music. That's peanut butter and jelly for me. That's like a perfect pairing. So
that's one thing that I think that sometimes we just don't we don't have the luxury of getting, because I think sometimes artists make songs for specific environments, and it won't resonate with me and you because we're hermits and we're barely outside.
yeah,
So
especially
it's like
this year.
it's like whenever Drake comes out with like one of these party songs, like, fam, I'm not gonna be in a strip club. I can't I can't tell you about who's popping Zans and shaking their ass for a quick buck. Like, I just can't. But it is what it is. So some music is meant to be heard in certain environments. So it's also that.
That's
kind of
true,
works
but Drake might not be the best example for that, because I 100% feel like people love Drake to the point where Drake can make any song, and it's him. So there's something about loving a person that just.
I'm still jamming to Hotline Bling.
I mean, well, there you go. There you go.
I love Hotline Bling, man. Alrighty, so to cement it, to basically just close this, Nas's album, I think, in my opinion, was really good. Ace thinks it's pretty good.
It's a solid album.
It's
man.
a solid album. I think it's.
I'm not crazy about it, but it's definitely like, it's more than I expected.
I'll start getting people riled up and be like, "Yo, that is the top 5."
You see, that's where you lose me and I leave this room.
It's a
Be
top
a
5
lonely,
Nas
it's gonna be a
album.
lonely ass show.
Oh man, people be like, "What? It's not better than huge hip hop backpacker fans." Oh man. All right. So moving on. Well, there's been tons of music. Not only Nas dropped, but also we got a shout out to Davies, also another New Yorker, and we're definitely showing our backpacks right now. And Davies came out Karma 3
about a week ago now, right?
a week ago.
Maybe a little bit more.
I'm not gonna lie. I heard it. I don't think it's better than Karma 2, because I don't believe I found a standout track besides Handsome. I like Handsome, and I like the first one, and I can't remember the name of the first one. But I like
the first
again,
song.
the first song.
I think the first song is Handsome.
The first song is Handsome.
I might, if I'm not, like, my memory is so bad. That's something you
I
learn
got you.
about
I
us.
got you. I like Unruly. I like Handsome. And then here's the problem. The city, any New Yorker that hears the city, you know where that beat comes from. You know where, like,
I mean, they freaked the beat a little bit though.
Yeah,
So,
and then you have Trey Songz on the hook, and Trey Songz getting canceled, so we're not really gonna jump into that just yet. But we know, like, obviously we're gonna like it because it's from an era that we grew up on.
but you're missing out. If there is a standout, you're. I mean, I like that Popcorn song. Is that the one that's called Unruly?
Yeah,
That's the one, right?
And
Yeah,
then
I really like that
obviously,
Popcorn song.
I know you're gonna go straight for
you know
Benny
where
the
I'm
Butcher,
going.
Stone Killer,
I want
yes.
bars, and that's what you're getting. If you want bars, you go to that track. That's the one. I'm telling you,
Stone
here, that's the
Killer?
one.
Stone Killer. I'll take your word for it. Like I said, I listened to the album and I was like, I only listened to it once, but I couldn't find, like, I mean, maybe I was just busy. Maybe it was just that. I'm gonna listen to it again, definitely, because Davies, like I said, we fuck with Dave East up here. And
Dave East.
yeah, it's like it's just sad because I really like Karma too. I really
Yeah, but
like Karma.
I don't think it's sad though. I mean, Karma 2. How long ago did Karma 2 come out?
I think it was last year or the year before.
Well, yeah. So then I don't think it's something to be necessarily sad over. If this was something,
He's
if
working.
Karma 2 was something he dropped, let's say 10 years ago.
No, wait
then-
a second. Karma 2 is from 2018.
Okay, yeah, I had a feeling it was a bit older.
2018.
Let's say I went too far with 10. Let's say Karma 2 came out 5 years ago, and you see a decline. Then you can say, well, he needs to get back in shape because he's not spitting, he's not making music the way he was before. But this was just 2 years ago. That's not that bad, and it's not like the Karma 3 is bad anyway.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Definitely not. All right. So not only did Dave East drop, Vic Mensa dropped. You haven't heard the album.
Not yet, no.
I think it's, you know what it is? It's a lot of fly shit.
Well, then
It's bars.
Then I have to listen to it.
I do. It's a lot of fly shit, but it's also the type of fly shit where you like, oh, okay, he's trying to prove something. And Vic has he's kind of like going into the, and this is no hate, but it's like there's a lot of people that have forgotten about Vic Mensa, and that's just being honest. Like a lot of people just ain't looking for Vic, mainly due to the simple fact that sometimes his name isn't connected to the music. It's more connected to something that's going on in the outside world.
Something he said, something he tweeted.
Something he tweeted, something he said, anything like that. Anything that was usually on the controversial side and not on the music side. It is what it is. So I like it. I like the album. I think he's rapping like he's better than everybody in his class. And when I talk about his class, I'm talking about the 2017 freshman cypher that has Playboy Cardi in it, Kyle, rest in peace XXX Tentacion. It has that group, Ugly God. Like he's rapping like he's better than all of those in that class.
But that sounds good. I mean, you saying that makes it sound even more interesting.
It does make it sound interesting, but I can't name other people that Vic Mensa raps better than or makes music better than, and that's the problem.
I see.
So it's like, okay, you're rapping. I hear you. Ivan hears you, but you're not really standing out from the crowd. And from that crowd especially, I don't think any of them dudes are doing anything popping like that. Like, I see Ugly God on Instagram. Like, okay, I haven't heard music from you in 1,000 years. Kyle hasn't dropped.
Yeah, but
I'm also not
let's
looking.
be fair. You're not looking for music from these guys.
I'm definitely not.
And that's
but at least you're aware of, like, you know, you're aware. Okay, somebody dropped a single, or like, you know, like you're aware of certain things. Point is, Vic Mensa is probably the best rapper in his class, and I wish he would be a little bit more active. You guys could check out V-Tape right now. It's on iTunes and all your DSPs. I imagine it is, and it's actually pretty good in my opinion. It has 3 tracks that I really like. It's the first 3 tracks. Vendetta's pretty good. Machiavelli's pretty good. And then Dirt on My Name is probably the best song on it. So definitely, I hope you check it out as well, Ace.
If it's how you describe it, then I'm there.
So moving on, let's get into some spice. Some fairly spicy topics.
Some hard topics.
This is difficult. This is definitely hard. And if you don't know what we're talking about Meg Thee Stallion, rising star. We won't call her a mega star.
I see what you're trying to do there.
Definitely one of those. How do you feel about Meg literally coming out and saying, he shot me? What is the first thing that comes into your mind?
This is tricky. This is tricky. Here's the problem. The internet, basically, you know when you ask for something and your parents are like, here, because they're annoyed?
Yep.
That's what the internet did to Meg. They basically cornered her into divulging information.
Correct.
And then when she did, I don't want to say a big chunk, but a big enough chunk of the internet called her a snitch.
Which is crazy.
After they asked her to just come out with it and say what she had to say. Or not even what she had to say, what they wanted her to say.
Correct.
Which is the stories, basically just pointing the finger at him and saying he did this. I'm happy that there's so many. First off, there's a pocket of people that do have her back that are like, hey, you know, we're with you, we care about you, and there's also celebrities coming out, like other famous people saying, hey, we have your back, we're with you, we love you, we pray for you.
Bum B came out and was like, fuck Tory. Shout out to Bum B.
But that's okay. So if we take the story, the way it's being delivered to us, the way it's being told to us, if we take it as that, right? Then yeah, we gotta get Tory the fuck out of here, right?
Correct. 1000%.
Now here's my thing. Here's where it gets tricky for me, for Ace, personally me. I don't think it needs to be said that pretty much nobody you speak to is gonna have anything nice to say about Tory. Nobody's gonna try to back Tory up. Nobody's gonna try to look for the silver lining in this because there really isn't any. But there's one thing that keeps bugging me. There's a question that I keep asking myself. I was up last night and the night before just thinking about it. Why would you have everything going for you? Why would you have the success that you have and be so willing to throw it away?
Self-sabotage?
I don't know. And I keep thinking about it and I can't put I don't understand.
Is that from a logical perspective, you'll never be able to find an answer of how you, as a artist, and artists all want to own their masters. They all want to be independent. They all want to own their own shit. Like, we get it. So you go from being under a label to making the radio show that you were making on Instagram to then having a really good album in Chicks Tapes 5, which we jammed until this, like, current news. It had a lot of really good songs and a lot of really good callbacks to some of the greatest R&B songs that we ever loved. We loved before. So it's like you had all of that. Then you get out the label. You're independent. Facebook is going to give you a contract for the radio show. You have every single little thing going for you at this point in time. What are you even doing with a gun? Why? Like, that would be my question. Why are you carrying the gun?
Nobody should have had a gun.
That's facts. No, but why are you carrying the gun? And it's not, and I'm not saying like, this has nothing to do with hood. No, it's nothing like that. Any rising star, because I did believe at a certain point Tory was a rising star along with Meg Thee Stallion. There were rising stars about to eclipse that superstardom and then eventually get into the, I don't think they were going to be mega stars at any point, you know, pun intended with Meg. But it's disheartening. I feel sorry for somebody who worked their ass off basically to eventually get to this point and just basically blow it out in a very bad decision.
Well, no, I don't feel sorry for him because I mean,
no, I feel sorry for that concept, not for him.
No, all right.
You're an idiot for doing that. You're an idiot for carrying a gun.
Stupid.
Like, if you guys are like not understanding my point, you're an idiot for carrying a gun. You're an idiot for even pulling the gun out. And I understand some people will defend Tory and be like, hey, he was drunk, there was drinking, there was a party beforehand.
Get the fuck out of here.
Like, no, you shouldn't have a gun. And if that's the case, what are you bringing? Yo, there's a line that Mace says, and he goes, all these beautiful women, and y'all dudes, or y'all know what the word is, bringing guns here? What are you doing?
It doesn't make sense.
What are you doing? Why is there a gun in your hands, yo? Like,
and that's not to say that he should have, like, I don't want it to sound like we're saying you should have retaliated another way, not the gun. There is no retaliating. You can use your words, but that's it. There's nothing that he should have done to Meg besides from speak to her. That's it.
You want to know what the crazy part?
You know why I don't like talking about this? Because I wasn't there. So we don't have the specifics. We know that there's a victim. And that's what we're praying for, and that's what we're riding out with. But we don't know this. We weren't there, and that's why I hate talking about this. I think he's an idiot. I definitely think he's an idiot. He's stupid. I still keep asking myself, why? Why would you? When you were milking 2020, a year that people are having trouble keeping their jobs, and you were making money in 2020. Fam, what's up with you?
You wanna know what
it's super confusing. No, you know, and this is not me shooting him bail, but I understand what it's like to be the 5'3" small guy in the room and feel like you have something to prove. The problem is that when I felt like that, I was 12 years old. There's a point where you man up and she just doesn't like hit. It just doesn't bother you anymore. And you don't feel that need to have to prove yourself to people and to be the man in the room. And I don't know if it's that he feels like a man with a gun. I don't know if that's what provides him that security that he needs. I don't know what it is, but fam, to pull out a gun and to shoot somebody, let alone shoot a woman, I can't. There's no coming back from that. And I was talking to somebody about this the other day who tried to like make a comparison between him and another person that we don't use their name, Tika. You guys know who we're talking about. Colorful hair, went to jail. Did what he had to do apparently. Now is out in the world doing what he was doing before. Granted, he didn't necessarily get welcomed with open arms, but he's still out here doing what he did before, which is kind of still a slap in the face to some people, but whatever. That's not for us to keep speaking about because I really don't even like talking about him either. Somebody tried to say that if Tika can come back from that Tory can come back from this, and I think those are way different things.
Yeah. One thing is street shit. The other is just, it's a humane thing. It's protect the lives of women, especially protect the lives of a black woman who is a rising star in an industry that you're a part of. That did absolutely nothing to you. And you don't want to know what the crazy part is? And this is the crazy part. I was about to interrupt you, but I let you rock. If you feel the need to, when you're outside, to carry a gun, stay inside. What are you doing outside if you have the need to carry a gun? If you out here, and I'm pretty sure you aren't out here like that, like to have that type of beef where you have to have that type of smoke where you need to carry a gun on you.
Yeah, it's stupid.
You're in LA. There's beautiful people around. You're in a pristine neighborhood. Like, are you kidding me? I don't know. I'm done with this. I'm super done with
this. I don't want to keep talking about this either. Meg.
Our prayers are with you, Meg. Definitely.
Pray for you. We hope you keep. I mean, all you can really keep doing is move forward. Keep living your life. Keep doing well. Keep making great music. Keep climbing the charts, baby. That's all you can really do.
Congrats to Cardi B as well. WAP is, I think, #1 right now.
Oh, okay.
WAP.
Congrats to both then.
I love that.
We love both, but specifically for Meg.
Yeah,
we love you and we pray for you.
Definitely. Now here's the topic, and this is a you topic. This is a topic that you wanted to bring up because it's interesting.
Hit me.
Brittany Spears.
Brittany Spears, man. What's funny about this? I guess this has been something that other people have known because I've heard other people. When I brought it up, other people said, "Oh, you just found out about this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't know this." Apparently, her dad has something over her called what's it called? What's the word? Conservatorship, I believe it's called. He basically controls. There's other aspects of her life that he controls, but he also controls her money. And subtracting the other aspects that I mentioned, which I don't know the specifics of, but let's just focus on the financial.
Mm-hmm.
When you control somebody's money, you basically control them. Because you can, I mean, if I control your money, if I control your bank account, I'm basically going to get you to do whatever the fuck I want.
That is 100%.
And to behave how I want you to behave and how I need you to behave. And maybe even say what I need you to say. So he's had her under this for a while. Apparently he's not now. Somebody else has control, but he wants it back. And like, she's fighting. What's surprising to me, the point I'm trying to make is that I was surprised that for so long, I think it was something like over a decade, he had control over all her stuff. Like over her finances. It was him. Her money. She's out here sweating her ass off, making money, dancing on stage for all these people, singing her heart out. And he's the one that gets to decide how that money gets spent, how it gets handled and all that.
That's a little crazy. I didn't know that. That's
when
insane.
I found out, I was
always like
awe.
under the perception or under the thought process of what is going on with Britney Spears. Like, just what is going on with her? And I'm that kind of adds another like piece to the puzzle. Cause 90s babies, y'all should remember the NSYNC, Backstreet Boy, Britney Spears era
Christina.
of pop, and Christina, of pop. Like, that was real prevalent midway through the 90s, 95, 96, 97. Of course, hip-hop was also popping back then.
Listen,
but
that helped me get girls. That whole NSYNC, that's why JT, that's my guy.
Justin Timberlake going out with Brittany, of course. There were a couple at that point in time. It's just, it's insane. And the fact that you can actually control somebody's money, the fact that that's a thing.
Well, I guess you have to prove that maybe this person has something going on, is going through something, maybe mentally, I believe. Has to be like, is probably the thing you have to prove, that they can't themselves, they don't have that, maybe they're not.
So this
I don't want to say they're
sane.
sane. I don't want to use the word sane because I don't want to make it seem like Britney Spears is crazy. Remember that the whole her shaving her head thing? I believe that might have been used against her. All that stuff.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I think now she's trying to like
Trying to
keep the person she has now that has control over it, and I guess he's trying to get back into it. And I'm just bringing that up just so you guys know that this is going on with this girl, and I didn't even know. And yeah, I'm late to the party, but it's crazy to think about that you work so hard for something to have somebody else control it.
If you ever try to take,
I guess it's somebody else we're praying for.
yeah,
Brittany, we're with
you. Yeah, Brittany, because wow, yo, like basically all your sweat, all your blood, sweat, and tears in the hands of somebody else. And granted, it's pops, it's your dad, but you're a grown woman at this point in time.
Grown ass woman
At this point in time. Prayers with you. Prayers with everybody who's going through some ish right now, because I know 2020 is a little crazy. I'm gonna pray for all of you guys. I understand that not everybody could be hermits and just stay inside and be chilling. Like, sending love. Sometimes the four walls, and basically it's two things. Sometimes the feeling of enclosure of the four walls like caving in on you, that could be one thing, and also the fact that sometimes your mind is your biggest enemy.
Absolutely.
Those are the two things that I have to say. Like, those two things, please just, if you need to talk to somebody, find somebody to talk to, relieve a little bit. It doesn't mean you don't have to go outside. Go outside, have some fresh air. Go for a walk.
Yeah, definitely call somebody. That human touch can be really powerful.
Hell yeah.
Reach out to somebody.
Yeah.
Reach out to a friend. Reach out to a family member. Reach out to anybody you know. Somebody you can speak to. Somebody that's not just gonna brush you off. So have a good 30-minute conversation will make you feel better. I promise that.
Definitely. Alrighty. Now let's talk about the NBA.
I don't know, man. I was excited. Now I'm depressed. I don't know what to feel no more, man.
Alrighty, so let's. I don't want to sound mad. I feel marvelous. Shout out to Jadakiss, that's one of the greatest ways to open up a diss track. That is awesome. All right. First of all, shout out to Adam Silver for doing everything he has done. The bubble is working. There's not, besides the injuries that obviously he can't control, the bubble is working, and it's funny to see the fans, on Zoom calls, and to see the craziness. People. Oh my God! Like there's just so much.
Speaking about the fans, before you keep going, sorry to interrupt you. This high scoring that we're seeing, these 120 to 115 to, well, I think somebody even got to, maybe there's a team that got to like 130, I believe.
2K numbers.
Do you really think that all this is because there's no fans physically in the arena?
I don't think so. I can't do a correlation between that. No, people just suck at defense.
That can't be it. But if people have sucked at defense, they've been sucking at defense for years now. This isn't just, now they're in a bubble, so what? Now they just the offense just realized in a bubble that the defense sucks, so they're going off.
Okay, so I know where you're going. I know where you're going and what game you're talking about. If I'm not mistaken,
I'm talking about all of them. There's
a lot of high scoring games, but there's this particular one, and it was with Luka. The Mavs is the all time greatest offense of all time. Like all time, like they just gave him the award. It's the best offense ever recorded in history.
Yeah,
and that says volumes. So they've been putting up monster numbers in terms of the offensive, but they're not the greatest defensive team, and that's where they're probably going to get exposed. They are the combination of Boban, KP, Luka. Like it's really good, and then they have really great 3-point shooters, Tim Hardaway Jr. Like it's a lot. Seth Curry's there, Steph's little brother. Like and then like Luka can shoot threes, KP can shoot. Like it's a really, really dope squad. Like it's a really great squad. Max Kleber and all of them. I can't correlate that to non-fans. I can't do that. I can't just add those two things together because they've been doing this all year. While the Horns before the bubble, they were already scoring like 120 a game, 121. Like it's just what they do. Now, I say that a lot of the teams in the NBA just suck at defense. Like it's just you don't have. Not everybody can have a defensive stopper. Not everybody can have a center that like shuts people down in the paint. Like you just can't do that. And just in general, I would say. And I think this is a lot. I would say 75%ers in the NBA don't know how to play defense or don't care to play defense.
That's also a great way to put it. A lot of people just choose not to play defense. I don't know if they're conserving energy for when they're back on O and they got the ball in their hands, but a lot of people choose not to play defense.
Like it's crazy how you think about it. Carmelo Anthony's playing the best defense he's ever played in his career.
Incredibly. In
his career, and it's year 15, year 16. No, I apologize. Year 17. But he was out for the NBA, so his year's like year 15 or something like that. Year 15, year 14, something along those lines. Best defense of his career at this juncture. That's crazy. That's just right there. That's almost unforgivable. But and again, that's not a knock to Carmelo. That's just, it is what it is. Like, people just don't like playing defense. James Harden, we've seen all of the James Harden memes. James Harden has been notoriously bad at defense and an amazing top-tier offensive talent for almost all his career. And now he's playing defense. In year 8 or 9 or 7, along those lines. I don't have the numbers in front of me. So it's just, I think the explosion of offense is actually coming from the fact that more threes are being taken. The fact that now the offense is run through the 3-point line. People rather take a 3-pointer than do a layup any day of the week. Which I'm surprised they don't use that as a defensive quality. Give all the mid-rangers and all the layups you want. Stop the 3-point line. I would implement that. But I digress. I would say no to the fans. No to the fans having a direct impact on the defense. I just think a lot of players just suck at defense.
And they just don't care to play. So
and that's why the scoring is just so high. And especially almost all the teams that are in the playoffs right now have very capable offensive talents. Like you go through every single one. Dame dropped 50 during the bubble.
I love Dame. I cannot stress that enough.
Donovan Mitchell and Jamal Murray just went 50 each, battling against each other. Donovan Mitchell won the game, 51, and then Jamal Murray on the Nuggets, 50. Like, it's just Anthony Davis had 16 if I'm not mistaken, in the first quarter yesterday. Like, it's just there's a lot of offensive talent in each and every one of these teams. Dame and McCollum, LeBron and AD, like it's just there's a lot of offensive talent. So that works all in tandem together, and just people just suck at defense and don't care to play defense. Now, I'm going to get into this. And I don't the city of Philadelphia. I love Philly cheesesteaks.
Go ahead, get it
I love the Liberty Bell. I think Allen Iverson's one of the greatest players of all time.
My hero.
Y'all are, I won't say you guys suck. The process has failed. That was all done for nothing. The reason why I say this, it's not because it's definitely because the individual pieces that were selected during the process don't mix. This is why basketball knowledge is so important. Sometimes you can't just draft the best player on the board. Sometimes you need to draft the player that fits in your system really, really well.
I was about to say that.
It just doesn't make sense to me. Anybody, and again, I'm not basketball guru guy. I'm not I just watch it and learn it and study it, and I've loved basketball since the age of 13. Any basketball player, any basketball person who loves it, any fan of the game. And we're Knicks fans, so you know I struggle more than anything else.
It's hard to be a Knicks fan, but here we are. Keep going.
How anybody could just tell you, hey, Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid and Markelle Fultz none of those pieces mix well together. Because the best shooter of that squad is the center. How in who is working at these offices making these draft picks? I understand that you had to take Joel Embiid at that spot. He's a talent, and look how he blossomed into something special. Joel Embiid is a monster, but his game is based off of the inside. You can't have him being the monster that he is inside and then have him taking three-pointers outside because you guys neglected to pick shooters up. JJ Redick was on the squad. What happened? Y'all let him go to New Orleans. Like, I want to know what you guys were thinking. You gave Tobias Harris $10 million, and his game is a hybrid of inside and outside. Ben Simmons he's either getting or got a contract extension. Can't shoot a jumper. Markelle Fultz, you guys draft him, can't shoot a jumper. Somebody in that office had to know these individual pieces didn't work together. This is why I said the process has completely failed. All of those seasons for nothing. For absolute zero. And I'm not even blaming on injury. Like, and injuries could happen to anybody. Injuries could happen to absolutely anybody. But now you guys basically garnered all these pieces, all these like different personalities, because Joel Embiid is a personality. He's funny. He's super funny. You got all these pieces and nothing to show for it, and especially you can't sync them together because they just don't work. You had Jimmy Butler in the building. You let him go to Miami. There was at one point in time where you guys were the favorites to come out of the East, and y'all couldn't get it done. And now y'all fired Brett Brown, which I think is one of the, finally, it doesn't take a basketball mind like a savant. It doesn't take LeBron James to tell you that doesn't work. This should have been done years ago. And I'm going to give you guys some advice. Go get Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson was one season away from the Warriors becoming the Warriors. And they fired him because they lost in the playoffs in the second round. And then after that, they got Steve Kerr, and then they built a dynasty. Shout out to Steve Kerr and the Warriors as well. The process has completely failed. Now you guys have to start kind of scavenging every little single piece that you guys can. Tobias Harris is averaging 10 and 13 and 14 points in the playoffs, and you guys gave him $110 million. I love Paul Pierce, by the way. Paul Pierce goes, yo, I can average 10 to 13 points right now if you guys gave me $110 million. Shout out to Paul Pierce. It is absurd. It's absurd. I hope the city of Philadelphia gets it together because I like competition. I want you guys to be viable, but getting swept with that amount of talent, obviously Ben Simmons was injured. He couldn't play. But being swept with Joel Embiid, possibly the greatest big man right now.
It's not a good look.
At all.
So where do you think they go from here? Do they dismantle? They keep one and build around? So you think they should get rid of Simmons and Embiid?
No. Don't do that. In reality, you know what I would do? I would do that. I'll scavenge the whole entire thing. The process didn't work. Start selling everybody's for sale. Draft picks galore. Start all over. I could get 2 first-rounders for Joel Embiid and a solid, I would say a solid maybe, let's call it a B-tier sophomore, like a Karis LeVert or something like that. Like he's an ascending into that like all-star player. Like I like Karis LeVert. He plays for Brooklyn. He's really nice. It was basically him against everybody for Brooklyn because all the Brooklyn players were injured. KD was injured. Kyrie was injured. Everybody was injured. Like you can get 2 picks and a solid sophomore third-year player for Joel Embiid. I'm sending Ben Simmons like to Chicago and I'm grabbing like a Zach LaVine or something like that. That's another all-star level talent. And give me draft picks. Send them over. their games never work. They both work. All three of them, including Markelle Fultz, who's actually playing good for Orlando. Like he's actually doing decent. And shout out to him for having the perseverance of not letting the terrible first couple of years filled with injuries and a bad shooting mechanics and everybody talking about you as the first round pick, allowing that to actually like fuel him and play better and actually get a decent jump shot now. Shout out to Markelle Fultz. But I'm cleaning house. I'm cleaning up, yo. Get me a new coaching staff, everybody in that organization. Get the fuck out. 6 years of tanking? Come on, man. Come on. But that would just be my idea. I am absolutely nobody. So y'all do what y'all do, but I would clean house.
You feel better though?
I do feel better.
Was that cathartic for you?
I do feel better. We got a little bit to talk we'll talk about a couple other things. Lakers completely blowing out the Blazers.
Oh my, that made me sad.
I love
That made me so sad.
I love the NBA because the NBA at one point the Lakers were winning 24-8, and yesterday was Mamba Day. Was Kobe Bryant Day. His birthday was the day before, and then yesterday was Mamba Day, and because it's 8/24.
Yeah.
So it's just two numbers. And at one point, ESPN goes, "You can't make this up." At one point in time, they were winning 28-4, and I love that. They just put a whooping. AD went off 16 in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
AD's a monster, yo. Like AD's top 5, if not top 3.
I think it surprises me just watching him. Every time I watch him play. And I've been watching him play for a while now, but every time I watch him play, it's the way he moves that I think that's what even if he was to miss, even if he wasn't to do anything, like even if his points weren't up there, it's the way he moves and gets up and down the court for his size that always leaves me like, wow, this was such a good.
I'll give you a little fun fact. He used to play point guard. He was like 6, I think it was like 6'3", 6'2", like his early years, and I think it was his last senior year in high school. He had a growth spur of like 7 or 8 inches.
Name me one of those.
And so all his point guard move set, like you can tell just by the way he does his moves, like his dribbling moves, like it looks point guardish. Like it's fast, it's like fluid movement, and I think the fact that he had 3 years of playing as a point guard and then eventually became the center actually helps him do what he does, and that's what makes him
a little different. For me, he's a little different. It's that roughness when it comes to dunking, yet that light touch when he hits the mid range, that gets me.
He's special. AD's super special. And that is basically all we have for the NBA, guys. So basically, in what's it called? In conclusion, Luka's a complete monster and a madman.
Absolutely.
On Mamba's birthday, goes ahead and drops a light 40. With 15 rebounds and 13 assists.
He kept it light with 40?
Yeah, light with 40. And it was 40, and then it was 43 because he hit the three-pointer to win the game.
Yeah.
So he dropped 43, a light 43, 15, and 13. You know, something light. Luka's a complete monster. Yeah. The Lakers are up 3-1, and Philadelphia should clean house.
The 76ers need to meet somewhere and discuss future plans because... Just gonna say it one more time. It just doesn't look good.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Alrighty. Moving on to the entertainment side of things. There was a lot of awesome entertainment being released. Like there was just movies, shows, and I'm gonna talk about a show real quick because I know that you haven't watched it. But I love Lucifer. Out of context, that sounds really off. Lucifer the show.
Yeah, we're not devil worshippers here.
We're not. Out of context, that sounds
I even hate the number. When LeBron was number 6, ooh, I hated him.
Lucifer the show is awesome. I love, if I'm not mistaken, his name is Tom Ellis. I love Tom Ellis as Lucifer. And people will be like, oh no, that like I understand. Like if you're religious, like that's all good. It's just a show. It's humanizing the angel known as Samael. We all get it. But it's just such a good show in terms of just the way it presents things to you, the dialogue that goes on, the love dynamic between the detective and Lucifer. Go ahead.
That last season, that was Netflix, right?
Yeah. The one before this one and this one.
That was Netflix bringing the show back because the show was canceled.
The show was canceled after a 26 episode season. They canceled it, and Netflix brought it back. Did the season of last year, and now so it's already 2 times, and this is only part 1.
Oh, so it's not done. I thought I was like
this was supposed to be but I guess people were mad. They were like, you can't just do that again. And then Netflix was like, oh, it seems like there's a cult following. Yes, Netflix, there's a cult following for Lucifer.
So they're doing a part 2.
So they're gonna do a part 2 to season 5, or they just might call it season 6. I don't know what they're gonna do, but a lot of people are clamoring because if you're gonna end the show, end it like on a great note. But it's like it was really cool. Like the different. I've always liked it because the lore is based off of the actual Lucifer comics, the way that he's been portrayed in the comic books. So it's not just like. It's not they're just not in like making it up. It's like based off of like actual literature. Maybe people be like comic books aren't literature, but there's reading there, so shut up. But yeah, really good show. If you guys haven't watched it, I would advise you guys to take it a shot. I understand that season 4 is long as hell because it's 26 episodes, but do keep in mind it's a really good show, and it's filled with a lot of really cool things, and the dynamics between all the characters are all really really cool. We finally got the Snyder Cut trailer. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Justice League was it was critically flopped. I think it did well in terms of like sales because it's DC.
It's a superhero movie.
It's a superhero movie
movies tend to do well.
Yeah. But again, something has to be said about giving somebody a job and them knowing what the fuck they're doing. It's something to be said about that. And I have to applaud Disney for knowing exactly who to get every single time and time again. They just look at you and like, you need to be working on this. You should be working on this. And it fits. It fits. They know exactly what they're doing. DC, not really. The only time DC has been popping like that is when you guys gave Batman to Christopher Nolan.
What a trilogy.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Christian Bale was Batman. That trilogy. Heath Ledger was the Joker. Tom Hardy was Bane. That trilogy. The only time that it's been popping like that. Other than that, Wonder Woman was pretty good. Aquaman was pretty good. And Shazam was also pretty good.
I enjoyed Shazam.
Shazam was fun.
Aquaman looked really good on trailer. When I watched it, I don't want to say it was good because I didn't. That's not the word I had for it when I finished watching it. But
it's a cool.
I think they made the trailer look really good, and then you watch it and it was like, okay, this is decent. But Wonder Woman was good and Shazam was good. I always have trouble saying Shazam, and I don't understand why.
Shazam. It's like I was saying. Finally, we got the Snyder Cut. I could only hope that this is gonna let them know, hey, give it to people who actually give a fuck about the IP
and get the fuck out the way. You can't hire somebody to do a job
that they don't want to
try to do the job for them.
There should be no reason why Ben Affleck should have been Batman. Not saying that it's a bad
hold
Batman.
on. Let me no wait. Here's I'm gonna tell you
but
right now. But there's
just better candidates.
Ben Affleck, Mr. Affleck, and this is my humble opinion. This is Ace's opinion. Is a good Bruce Wayne, but not a good Batman.
That makes sense.
The two can be exclusive. They don't have to be bunched up together. They usually are. That's how it works. That's how the story works. But Ben Affleck, as weird as it sounds, makes a pretty good Bruce Wayne, but does not make a good Batman.
Makes a lot of sense. I get that.
And I think, and unfortunately, you have when you take on the role, you have to be great. Yes, I'm using the word great. You have to be great at both. Why? Because Batman is one of the most iconic heroes of all time.
Correct.
So you have to come into this ready to be great. Not mediocre, not good, great.
Or the friends will let you know about it.
Absolutely.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Excuse me.
Well,
I
the last
100% believe that if you're not great at a role, then the movie itself can be great, and that can usually help out any of your shortcomings. The movie can kind of fly, help you float on.
You know what the problem is, yo? Like, it's just their best casting it's almost like the movies themselves. So their best casting has also been like grabbing Jason Momoa and making him Aquaman. Pretty good casting, right?
I like that casting. I like that casting because it's different. They didn't get a white boy.
Yeah.
And that makes me happy.
Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman, pretty good casting.
Absolutely.
Zachary Levi, Shazam, pretty good casting. I would have liked somebody a little bit more gruffer, but I do understand the boyish quality that comes along with Marvel. People would be like, "Oh, it's just called Shazam." His name is Marvel. His name is Marvel. Stop! Don't play with me. So finally to come into this, we got the Justice League, and we not only did we get the Justice League, we also got the new Batman that's going to be Robert Patterson, which is emo Batman.
But hold on, before you think, what do you think that this is going to change our mind some way somehow
About which one?
about the Justice League? Do you think we're going to feel?
Oh no,
different
I think Zack Snyder's going to kill it. And the fact, okay, so here's a little bit of detail. Not only the fact that he's going to make it into a whole entire thing, like it's like, yo, HBO, give me the budget and get the hell out the way. Time Warner, they're the ones who own it. It's not only that, it's also the fact that he's going to be allowed to do whatever he wants, and I know that Zack Snyder knows exactly what he's doing, and I believe that the fact that they no longer are going to have it into a movie and they're going to separate it into, it's supposed to be a 4-hour epic. They're going to separate it into 4 episodes. I believe that is also going to work to its benefit. Because one thing that you have to get right, and I can't stress this enough, you are dealing with comic books and comic book fans and nerds. One thing that nerds love is when you get the lore correct. When you allow that's what Marvel does so well. Even in its little nuances and little intricacies, Marvel gets the lore, Disney gets the lore correct. Of course, you're going to find, oddities. Like, there's certain things that can't be shown, of course. They won't tell you everything. They won't tell you at one point, Ant-Man ate the blob.
This shit's disgusting.
They won't tell you all the nasty things that go on in some of these comic books, but they do it well, and they at least stay true to the source material. There should be absolutely zero reason why Batman and Superman, their mothers share the same name. I'm gonna put it again. Who writes this stuff in a Justice League movie? But I digress. I'm not going to get into a Justice League rant. Just know that the trailer's out. You guys could go check it out. It's grim. It's dark. It's gruesome. And it looks like it's going to be the Justice League that we should have gotten the first time around.
Which means that most importantly, it's exciting.
Yes, definitely. And consumer friendly because it's going to be 4 hours long. 4 hours long. The Batman trailer, Robert Pattinson. Everybody saying, yo, we got Edward Cullen as Batman is hilarious. He's going to start. What was the other one I saw? He's going to be Diamond under the suit. I thought that was really good too. He's going to fall in love with Catwoman. And then they're going to have a falling out. Like, it's just, it's a lot. So emo Batman is a real thing.
I don't think I'd agree, but he does look a bit emo. He does.
The whole black mascara thing. And I get it because, you got to make sure that it blends with the suit.
I don't think I have a take. I'm gonna sit this one out, and I'm gonna wait for the movie to drop, and I'm gonna watch it.
I don't really have a take either, but it's also I just wanted to bring it up that he looks a little weird. It looks a little strange, but that doesn't mean that it's gonna be bad. It doesn't mean that this Batman is gonna be a bad Batman. The movie could be actually really cool. I really like the car.
You're talking about him as a character. Him as the
character, yes. Because you got to understand, just like Joker has always been a different type of Joker. You had the arsonist as Jared Leto was the arsonist. You had the gangster in Jack Nicklaus's, and then you had I apologize. The arsonist was Heath Ledger's Joker. Then you had the psychotic one as Jared Leto's, and then you've had all these different types of Jokers.
Yeah.
Same thing with Batman. So you have really emo Batman, then you have really buff big Batman as Ben Affleck's, and like they all each bring their own little like kind of sazon to the character, like a little they have their own little take. So I'm excited. I hope that he does well because I don't believe Robert Pattinson to be a bad actor. You just gotta, like, if you're gonna do it, you gotta make sure that you dive in and you gotta do a great job. And it has to come from within, or else we're gonna know that it's inauthentic. We've seen plenty of inauthentic Batmans. Just look at George Clooney.
Terrible Batman.
Just go watch George Clooney. This is why Superman works alone. Like, fam, if you don't get the fuck out of here, oh man, oh Jesus Christ. But anyways, go ahead and check out the Justice League trailer and the Batman trailer as well.
Can I just say that before we leave Batman, that action-wise, it looks good.
Yeah. Like,
Looks,
that ass whooping that he puts on the first
and
dude.
it looked like it was coming out of anger, which sounds wrong, but that kind of I was like, wow, that's actually okay. That looks good.
He just put out a straight up ass whooping, like he just grabbed the dude.
That was my only problem with Christian Bale's Batman. The fighting looked a bit sort of robotic. It looked telegraphed. It looked like you could see the punches coming from a mile away, and I was never a fan of that. But the movie was still great. Those are still my favorite Batman movies.
Definitely.
But, the fighting definitely looks better in this movie. It looks really good. Like, it's exciting how good the fighting looks.
Same here. And I'm
just basing that off that tiny clip of him
just
handing out some ass whooping to that one guy.
Opening a can of whoop ass. Shout out to the Rock.
That one rocket grunt.
Rocket grunt. Alrighty, so this one's gonna be kind of hot. This next topic is actually gonna be kind of fire. For again, we're on the entertainment side of things, so we're obviously gonna be talking about entertainment in a couple days, possibly like around maybe less than 10 days. The Boys season 2 is coming out,
and I am here. I'm gonna be front and center.
Now, the topic isn't just The Boys coming out. The topic is Umbrella Academy versus The Boys. Now, do keep in mind, this is something created in our heads. It's something that we have pit against each other when they probably don't have to be pitted against each other, but we've just done it because...
We always find a way to pit them against each other.
Because they are originals of different streaming platforms. So obviously, if you don't know, The Boys is Amazon Prime and Umbrella Academy's Netflix's. And they come around, and then if you want to get technical, HBO has Doom Patrol that we could throw into that, but we haven't seen Doom Patrol. I'm definitely going to eventually watch it because I've heard that it's pretty good. Anyways, Umbrella Academy versus The Boys. You like The Boys more than Umbrella Academy.
This is going to be tricky. There's a lot of things have been tricky today. Yeah, I'm going to, you know what? Yeah.
You like The Boys.
I felt like I had to think about it, but no. Yeah, like The Boys is a better show.
Correct.
It's a better series. It deals with, I don't want to say more serious matters, because this season of Umbrella Academy was actually really good at that, and you could see like certain aspects of it dealing with racism and other things. But I believe as a whole, The Boys is much more serious, and it's just a better show. Now, we've also said this before to each other. The Umbrella Academy is more appealing to maybe
the masses.
To maybe a bigger audience. If anything, I don't want to call it niche, but maybe The Boys might be a bit more niche. It's a bit different.
I think in concept, they're so totally different because it's basically The Boys flips the formula. Instead of you following superheroes around, the superheroes now are the bad guys. They're running unchecked. It's gritty, it's dark, it's humans basically taking the power back from the supes. The Umbrella Academy, although different, because if you've watched the last season of season 2, there are certain concepts there that they're, for lack of a better word, alien to us.
Yeah.
It's different, and also the way that the Umbrella Academy, because I'm on the Umbrella Academy side, I like Umbrella Academy better, but I like Umbrella Academy because of the mystery behind it. Where are all these kids? Like the show literally starts, hey, At one point in time, 47 different women. I think it's 47. I can't remember the name exactly.
Semi-spoiler alert.
Not really semi. It's the first 5 minutes. A bunch of women across the world all had kids. All at the same time, and none of them were pregnant. That's the start of Umbrella Academy. How did this happen? Where are they going from here? It starts off like that. The Boys is a lot grittier, a lot darker, and I think it's produced better than the Umbrella Academy. But I think, go ahead.
I think it's the tone of the show. The Boys is like you can laugh with the Umbrella Academy. You can enjoy them. They dance. You feel good. Like it makes you feel good sometimes. Obviously, things happen that aren't so nice.
Of course,
I'm not gonna spoil things for anybody, but with The Boys, it really makes you think, and there's not like a point where you're like necessarily feeling good. There might be good things that happen because at the end of the day, the good guy always has to win, right? But it's much more of a serious show, in my opinion, than Umbrella Academy. The Umbrella Academy is more playful, which is why it's more appealing. If you sit down 2 13-year-olds, they're probably each, let's say you sit down 10 13-year-olds, maybe 8 of them are going to tell you they love Umbrella Academy. Maybe, and if not all 10, right? And maybe 2 will say, oh, I love The Boys. Maybe. And I doubt it. I'm pretty sure maybe all 10 would go with
Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
And it's that, like, one of the main characters, 5 is a kid. Like,
my favorite character.
Yeah, 5 is dope. 5 is super dope. And then, like, it's the whole family, like, get your brothers and sisters together so we could save the world type of thing. Like, it's that. And I get it. I like it just because I like my main characters to have powers. But I also like The Boys because The Boys is just different. Like, it's different. I lean more towards Umbrella Academy because I just think that their characters are a lot more interesting than The Boys are. But I think that the concept of The Boys and the production of The Boys is better than what it is on Umbrella Academy. Like, Umbrella Academy, I could be like, yo, there's a couple of shots there. And again, I'm not a film production guy, even though we have taken some classes in that. I don't believe it to be. I believe the show The Boys is better produced and it's just more interesting from a creative perspective, and then the Umbrella Academy is just a better show due to its characters and just the zaniness of it, of how crazy it gets.
It does get crazy. That's a good word. Zaniness is a pretty good word.
Yes. Now,
so to close off, you prefer?
I prefer Umbrella.
If you had to pick one, not that you prefer because you like both, but if you had to pick one,
if I had to pick one, I would watch Umbrella Academy.
I think
I'm still watching both of them.
Yeah, obviously, but I guess I'd go with The Boys.
Ready. I hate you. Let it be the last time you go against me. Alrighty. So,
this coffee
on a more serious note, and I don't think you're ready for this.
Like I said before, hit me.
Best album of the year. So far.
Ooh, yeah, I'm definitely not ready for this conversation.
Best album of the year so far. I need to let you know because I don't think you're aware.
We should have done this when we're talking about music.
We should have done this when we were talking about music,
but
whatever.
Interesting topic to leave for the latter half of the show.
Yeah, but
this is such a compelling show, by the way. To the one person listening, which will probably be me.
To the one
sure
or few people listening, it might be 2. Best album of the year. Now I need to let you know because you might be forgetting. Joyner dropped this year, as well. And D Smoke dropped this year as well. You're not a big fan of D Smoke, but I've grown to like this D Smoke album. A lot of people have dropped this year. Tory dropped this year, but we're not going to talk about Tory.
Nope.
Absolutely. If you're looking for Tory, like, no, sorry.
I had to delete the Chicks tape off my phone, and that shit hurt.
That shit hurt too. Yeah,
I mean, then you think about why you're deleting it and you get over it. But at first, while you're hitting delete, it's like, damn.
Screw the Chicks tape. I had to delete Love off my phone. I almost had to delete the Meek Mill Liddy track. But it's a Meek Mill song, so I think I'm okay.
So you left it, yeah.
I left it.
You looked for the loophole.
Yeah, I looked for the loophole. I'm sorry. But that's Meek Mill's song, and it's on Meek Mill's album, so I kept it. But deleting Love was hard. Everyone falls in love sometime. It's hard. It is hard, but I had to delete it. So, best album of the year. Let's get back on track. Best album of the year so far. Nas dropped. We already talked about Nas. We've talked about Dave East. We've talked about, like I said, D-Smoke. Joyner Lucas dropped this year as well. There's been a lot of albums, like, honestly, to drop this year. Tell me, who are you favoring in terms of that conversation?
Believe it or not, Uzi.
Uzi
has to be at least mentioned.
Uzi dropped. G Herbo dropped. Uzi had a really good album. I love Moon Relate, I think it's called. Moon Relate was my song.
I like the song with Lil Durk.
Song.
That song was really good too. Uzi
Lil
and
Baby dropped as well.
Uzi, Lil Baby, and Childish Gambino.
I like Childish Gambino's album.
It was different.
Algorithm is my joint. I love Algorithm.
That's probably my standout too, to be honest.
Algorithm is, I love Algorithm. It's like, and then there's like a lot of albums. Jay Electronica's album was disappointing.
It was a cheat code.
No hate.
It was a cheat code. It was a cheat code that didn't work, granted, but it was a cheat code. He had Jay-Z there for
everything.
For everything.
Everything. And they're boys, and we get it, but it's no, like, God is King, disappointing. Kanye's album, disappointing.
I'm trying.
And again, I'm not attacking religious. No. I'm not doing any of that. But disappointing, to say the least. Division's album was pretty good. I liked it.
It was good for me. I prefer his sophomore, the second album.
Second album was
still my go-to.
Russ
and like I said, it depends. It depends what I'm doing. Kind of like to what you were saying earlier, like scenarios and what you're doing. When I have a girl, not that I have girls over. I'm still an athlete. I don't have time for that. But that's like you got a girl over, maybe pop the Division on, talk a little bit, like low, talk a little bit, vibe, perfect. But if you go back to the album from 2 years ago, 2017, 2018, wasn't the second one was released? I don't remember the year.
I think it was. I could look it up for you. I think it was.
As you look it up, okay. But while you look it up, that album, I will go back to. Okay, 2017. That album I will go back to just for no reason, just to listen to it on my own and bump it. Like at late night, that's when the album really hits. Late night drives, beautiful.
I rock with the Division.
But this album, really I guess I thought the album was so great, and I have it to such a standard that this one just didn't give me what that gave me. And that's not to say that it's bad, because it's not. It's just not the other album.
070 Shake also dropped.
Remember,
Weekend dropped.
For those who don't know, we have a pretty decent grading system.
It's a cool out of 10.
When it's bad, it could just be bad. So it's really 4 grades. You can have bad. You can have good, which is normally like an okay, a little bit better than okay. There is no in between bad and a little bit better than okay, by the way. Because if you're not at least a little bit better than okay, then we're just not going to listen. So it goes bad, good, so good. And when you're really good, top tier, what is it?
So good.
There you go. That's the grading system. Bad, good, so good, and one more time.
So good. And some people might think
this shit's disgusting.
They better not, though.
Definitely. Because I'll find you. All right. So my favorite albums, I like Joyner's album.
I like Joyner's album, too.
I like Joyner's album is one of the standout albums, but I like hip hop. I think D-Smoke's album is completely underrated. I think not enough people are looking for. Shout out to D-Smoke. Again, Inglewood, California. A rapper's favorite rapper type of rapper. That type of rapper. I like Nas's album.
But okay, listen. You asked for one, and you've mentioned everybody and their mom. I need you to pick one.
Oh, that's hard, though.
But okay, fine. Then we won't pick one now, and we'll leave it for next. When does next episode get released? On Saturday?
I would go with Nas's because I'm just a Nas fan. And I'll just pick Nas right off.
When do we release the next episode?
Saturday.
Okay, so Saturday then we'll have the definitive answer of what our favorite is. And I'm saying it now, but I'm pretty sure I'm probably gonna go with Uzi.
Uzi?
It's also once again might be considered cheating because he just released so many songs that it's hard to not have at least 5 you like.
That's true.
So
that is a cheat code.
It's a bit.
And they've been doing that too. Chris Brown did the same thing twice.
But for me, it might have to be Uzi.
A clip of 40 songs, fam. I got stuff to do.
That's my problem. All those songs.
40
that is exactly
songs.
my problem.
I got shit to do today. What are you doing? Can't be jamming this whole entire time.
So you don't want to pick now.
I'm a construction worker.
You got shit to hammer away? Oh, you got shit to hammer away. I call you my son because you shine like one.
Oh my God, yo. We're ridiculous.
Please don't leave us. Ain't nobody here yet.
Definitely not. We're over here by ourselves. All we hear is crickets. Crickets, what is it? Oh my God.
So to close off, ladies and gentlemen, just a couple of words.
Great episode, by the way.
Great first episode.
Great first episode.
Great try.
Great first attempt.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
But you had a good form. I saw your form.
Thank you. I'm not try. I've been practicing. I'm a student athlete. You already know. So just to recap, guys, to give you guys a bit of information. Once again, this is no Decaf. This is Ace and Ivan. This show will usually be a bit longer than today's first episode. This episode was a bit of trial and error for us. I know some things might have been a little scattered. Maybe there was no cohesiveness. Maybe things didn't fall into place the way we wanted, but we're learning. It's a process. Anything and everything and a cup of coffee. That's all this is. Entertainment, hip-hop culture, hip-hop, music, movies, TV shows. Sports will eventually come in every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
We try to leave politics out of it unless it's super urgent or relevant. But that's pretty much what you get here. If that's something you're interested in, I mean, definitely, if you're hearing this,
stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Great things coming. We can only get better, right? When you're this bad, you can only get better. I already see the comments in the future from now.
Y'all
like people go back.
suck.
Y'all was ass. Straight garbage.
Yeah, definitely. But it's gonna be every single Wednesday and Saturday. New episodes will be posted on all DSPs, but maybe iTunes at the start. I do have to work that out, but we'll definitely be on Spotify. We'll be on Google Cast. We'll be on most DSPs. You can follow the Anchor. Everything's gonna be down in the links below, not only for our Anchor page, but also on the YouTube channel and things of that nature. Go make sure to subscribe, follow us, and give us feedback. General feedback on how we could do it, how we could improve the show.
Topics you guys want to hear about.
Topics that you guys want to talk about. I have a bevy of topics that we could talk.
We can't get too much into personal information because, I mean, obviously,
we're ninjas.
And no, we're super boring.
And
nobody
we're
cares
super
about
boring.
who we are.
Yeah, ain't nobody wanna know nothing about us.
By the way, no Decaf, spelled KNOW DACAF. DE, excuse me, CAF. KNOW, forgot how to spell. KNOW DECAF. No Decaf. I know you guys thought it was just NO for no, but I freaked it on y'all.
Yeah,
I wasn't expecting that.
And thank you guys. Like, if when you guys listen to this and if you guys enjoyed it and you guys liked the video and just promoted it, they're not gonna like the video.
They'll like the audio.
I'm gonna freak it a little bit.
Remember, we do this for y'all.
Definitely.
So, just once again, this is Ace signing off. Peace and chicken grease.
Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys nothing but love, but prayers and
love. Just nothing but good vibes and love your way.
Thank you guys. Goodbye.